So tell me how you felt about reviewing these singles for you. Did we give you what you expected to hear there?
We weren't really expecting anything.
Yeah.
We were just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear something new that we haven't heard before.
I think, not having heard either of those songs that Linda and I reviewed and not having done this before, I think we were a little bit, I don't know, new to it, but it's fun.
Yeah.
So if you had to buy one of the songs, which one would it be?
Well, we only heard half of them.
Out of those, I'd go for the first one.
Out of those, I'd go
For the second
for
track. Which was
the Twilight
Sad.
I think I would buy that one too, just based on your review.
I think so as well. I don't think I would have bought either of ours.
I'd go, 7 Years of Letters, the Twilight Sad.
I think the name of the band as well, it's quite nice.
What's it called?
Twilight Sad.
The song's called 7 Years of Letters.
Oh.
It's a nice sentiment.
It is, isn't it?
So we've done this a bit back to the front. Now you can tell us about yourself. So you've come from Sydney and you're living here now.
Yeah, we moved here about 4 or 5 months ago. And we've been recording our album and rehearsing in our record labels here, so it's nice to be close to them. So yeah, we're here for a while. Not sure how long, but for a while.
Yeah.
So is this your full-time thing? Is this what you're investing all of your time in at the moment?
Yes.
Completely.
Totally.
We've given up all our full-time jobs at home, moved over here, so
Finally.
Finally. So it's exciting to be able to just do this full-time.
What were you doing before?
Jobs to support this terrible habit of ours known as the music industry. I don't know.
Yeah.
Retail, anything to make a bit of money so that we could buy instruments and pay for rehearsals at the end of the day, It's not an easy thing being a musician these days, so we're kind of, living luxuriously just in the fact that we are able to do this full time.
Yeah.
And I think the good and the bad thing about living in London is that we're here on a visa that only allows us to do music, so we can't actually even get, other part-time jobs, which is a terrible thing because we've got no money. But it's a great thing because it also means that there's
nothing to distract
no
us.
distractions,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
So what are your plans on releasing music? Have you got anything coming up?
We just had a little double A-side 7-inch that came out. Came out last Monday. So that was 2 new album songs, Isabella and Long Walk Home.
Okay, so tell me where your sounds come from. What do you listen to?
We listen to pretty much everything.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, we listened to stuff that was on the radio, so it'd be a lot of pop music. I remember growing up and listening to stuff like Salt and Pepper and Michael Jackson and that sort of stuff. And then as you get older, you learn a lot more about bands. So what sort of bands do we listen to?
Well, I guess once you get to an age where you can actually go out and see bands, everything changes. There's all of a sudden so many different things that you are more into bands because you can actually go see live music and it's not just whatever's on the radio.
You don't just get spoon-fed radio songs.
Yeah,
you can actually go out and source it.
But you've always been good. I think a lot of my influences, when we were growing up, because I came to high school listening to Seal,
That's great.
Great song.
I had the Mariah Carey Best Of album. I didn't really listen to that
I had all
much.
her albums.
But and then I met you and you kind of.
I gave you Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, and you gave me Green Day when they were good, and you gave me. What else did you give me?
We just got really heavily into music, and I used to just go and try and find these other bands and talk, and we'd all talk about them and get really passionate and try and see if they were ever going to come to Australia and do an all ages concert. Let's go see them.
Yeah, totally.
Let's wait for 5 hours outside some massive music television network and see some really lame band. But
then you get to you look at what they listen to when they started as a band, so then you go back through music history and you pick up a lot of other bands.
And also parents.
And your parents.
Yeah.
Parents are a huge they were for me, I guess, a huge kind of influence of what was being played in our house, everything from Rolling Stones to the Beatles to my mum's favorite folk female artists from the 1970s and 60s, that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah, my dad as well had like a massive kind of record collection. He used to always bring it out for me.
Okay, so do you think it'd be any different growing up in 2009? Do you think everything else would be more easily at your fingertips? Do you think it would have changed?
Oh yeah, so this sort of like it's kind. I think it's kind of bittersweet because it seemed a lot more organic, like in the 80s or kind of the 70s or even the 90s when we were growing up. To be a kid and like listen to the radio or find bands in a kind of
personal?
Yeah, it seemed more personal. Like you could kind of discover bands and stuff. But now it's such a I don't know. The industry is so commercial and like everything's shoved down people's throats so much, and it is the whole X Factor and idol mentality.
But also, like you run into like
Yeah.
13-year-olds who are dressed head to toe in American Apparel and like listening to, you know, like shit that you discovered when, you know, like you said, in a more organic way. They discovered
Yeah.
it because, you know,
Because
they're
they
doing a
think it's-
retrospective
Yeah.
on like, you know, I don't even know how to put it into a cliche, but
It's like the whole sentiment of instead of like finding old records and listening to full albums even, you're going
Yeah.
out and being like,
And
oh,
Vogue's done a
I can
page
see that
on-
this trashy girls outlet store has a Smiths t-shirt.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look them up
I'm
and
gonna
buy
look
their
them-
greatest
yeah.
hits.
Or I'm not even gonna look them up. I'm just gonna throw the name the Smiths around. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Don't you reckon it could be more personal now? Because you can actually just go on MySpace or like you can find someone who's doing music on the other side of the world
Yeah.
and they can be your favourite band.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
And they
think
can be
Yeah,
tied.
that's the kind of bittersweetness.
Yeah,
like
I
there's
think
one
that's the
side of
other
it that's
side to it.
I think awful and disposable, and then there's the other side that's like you've got the world at your fingertips,
Yeah.
and you
That's
can listen to Iranian
that's the
pop.
majority.
and
Like,
whatever.
not that many people apart from you would listen to Iranian pop. You know what I mean? Like, most people are going to take the easy
But it's
route.
the
Like,
access to being able
no,
to listen
yeah,
to
no,
it.
of course. But it's like it's that
Yeah.
thing of, you know. I mean, I hate to say it and I hate to generalize it, but most people are going to look at, you know, Vogue's picks for the week, you know, and look those things up and you know,
Yeah.
sound that. But you do also, if you are that other type of person, you'd have the option of looking, you know, in their top friends and then going on to somebody else and going on to somebody else and then
being a bit
discovering-
active about it.
Yeah.
I think with people who have that opinion to do those things, like if they grow up, it doesn't matter what time they grow up in, they would still have that
Yeah,
mind where they wanted to
exactly.
seek that stuff out anyway.
Yeah.
So in
So
that
now they
sense,
just
it
have
has
more
an issue.
access, and they
Yeah.
can also have the platform where, like, 13-year-olds have blogs that are awesome. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's
You can do it
the-
all from your bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think the difference maybe is comparing you as listeners and the amount of music that's there for you, and you as a band, you as Teenagersintokyo trying to make it? Do you think that's where the difference maybe lies?
I guess, I mean, it's cool because anyone can access our music because it's online.
I guess.
And we wouldn't be here if someone in London hadn't heard it and wanted to
Online.
sign us and move us over here.
Thanks,
Yeah.
MySpace.
I mean, I think the way I listen to music now is so different from before we joined the band because we've actually had to go through it, and I feel like I'm actually helping when I buy someone's CD. Like, even though it's sort of an old thing to do, like people don't really buy CDs, or you know, even if you just buy something online, like I just feel, even if I'm paying for something that's old, it's just kind of like, I know what you've gone through, and I'm going to give you some money for that.
Here's my
Like, it's
30
so
cent.
cool.
30p.
It's just like
Like owning it as a an object,
yeah,
as a
it's a
physical
cool
possession,
thing,
and
yeah,
having the
definitely.
artwork and like.
I never feel like it's the same as
Treasuring
just
it.
a file on my
Yeah.
Because I feel like it can just
Yeah,
disappear. and
it
it's
doesn't
gone.
really exist. You know.
They don't have that ownership over it, like
Yeah.
you know, of having that, like you said, like having the artwork and
Yeah.
having the whole.
I like owning my music.
Like being able to go, who produced this, and pick it up and flick through the notes, not have to Google it every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So is that you saying to whoever's watching this, buy my records, buy my records?
Hell yeah.
Well, that goes without saying.
We're trying to be subtle.
So why should we buy your records?
I don't know if you like it.
Because you want to own it.
You should, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no hard sell. Just
no
listen
hard
to
sell.
like it, buy
Yeah,
it.
listen to it
Yeah.
online, and if you like it and you want to buy it and you want to own it, then buy it. If you just want to listen to it online,
And do
I'm not
that.
going to stop you.
Yeah.